Yeah. What's happening? I don't know if you guys can see me or not, but give me one sec here. And let me refresh that. Hang on, man. Hang on, y'all. We will figure this out. Here we go. We're good to go. Welcome, everyone. This is a little bit weird how this is working out because I got a screen going here. I got one going here. And it's hard to sort of figure out which one to look at because there's a little bit of a delay. But whatever. Here we are, man. Here we are. Welcome to the live stream. We are here today to sort of celebrate and launch this Puma collection that I've been working really hard for, like for the last couple of weeks. Today's the first day of the launch. This is why we're live streaming. I'm going to be here every day this week between 3 and 4. Going to answer some questions, talk to y'all about whatever you want to talk about. And we're also going to show you some of these pieces, man, because I'm going to want you to order some of these. This is kind of a big deal. These are only available for 2 weeks, 14 days. It's not a long time. So yeah, I'm excited, man. First thing I want to start out with, we got a whole bunch of people that showed up real early. So don't mind me. I'm going to be looking over here every once in a while because this is where the comments are. I got to say hey to some folks, man. So we're going to start with Tim Cox. Tim Cox, I don't know where you're from, man, but welcome. That's the other thing. If you're going to leave a comment, let me know where you're calling from. Seriously, because we need people to know how worldwide this here channel is. So, Tim Cox, man, what's up? James Travers, I see you over there. David Clark, I see you. Dublin, Ireland. Welcome, man. Who else we got here? Mercury Machine from Manchester, England. Man, I get a lot of people watching from England. I've always wanted to go. Maybe one day we'll make it out there. My wife and I are fans of all things British. All we watch is BritBox. It's a little weird, but shout out to Manchester, England. Jim Barcelona, you are a regular, man. I see you here all the time. Shout out to Jim Barcelona from, where are you from? Dunedin, Florida. Right on. Little Rhonda Lee, Ventura, California. What's happening? Let me just go on down here and see who else is here. Someone from Cologne, Germany. Are you kidding me? What's your name? Snaggy? I don't know how to pronounce your name, but you're from Cologne, and that's pretty freaking cool. Diane Lee, Florida. How you doing? Ross Gillis. See you all the time here too, another regular. Shout out to Ross. And man, wow, yeah, so many of y'all. This is very cool. Who else? I see a lot of people here from, hey, Sweden. Nice. What else? Yeah, you know what? There's a lot of people from here. Debbie from Pittsburgh. Stephen Blake, Utah in the house. Netherlands. Robin K. Shout out to Netherlands. St. Louis. Robert O'Brien. Shout out to St. Louis. We worldwide out here, man. Worldwide. James H. from Niagara Falls. What's happening? Rob, there's another Rob in Freeport, Illinois. Rob Varner. What's going on, man? Philippe Gulov? Is that your last name? Sorry, man. I didn't mean to butcher it, but where are you from? Copenhagen, Denmark. It's cool, man. I love seeing stuff like that. Who's from Macedonia? Sorry, man. I can't pronounce your name. So I'm gonna take a crack at it. Kernio, Ciarni. I don't know. I'm sorry, man. It's one of those YouTube names. Not everybody uses their real names. It's kind of hard to read, but I see you, man. and you're from Macedonia. Shout out. Anyways, man, keep them coming. Keep the comments coming. I love seeing it. Hopefully everybody can hear me okay out here. Wow, Portugal, London, Turkey. What? Tennessee, Antioch, Tennessee. JD, what up, man? So here we are, man. This is the launch. This here Puma collection right here is why we're here. And this is what I wanted to tell you guys about. And I just wanted to encourage you guys to order a piece. I'm here. This is all happening because you guys all made it happen. Anyone that's ever ordered something from the merch store, you guys made it happen, man. This is the reason why I was picked for this particular opportunity. So I wanted to do something for y'all, man. So we created this, Rooted in Rhythm, super special little logo. Very limited time. These are only out for 2 weeks. And there's 3 pieces available. These are going to be printed on Puma Essentials tees, hoodies, and joggers. I'm rocking the tee right now. This is the blue one. Blue one also comes in black, and it also comes in like a really nice sort of brilliant red. And yeah, the print quality on these is just nuts, man. So the link will be in the description box. At some point during this live stream, hit that link, head over to the shop, and grab you a piece. So we're also here to just chat, answer some questions, say hey to some people. This is just a hangout, man. This is unrehearsed. So if parts of it seems a little bit sloppy, don't worry about that. All right? This is technology and this is how it works. Whatever. We're all friends here. It's all good. Who else do we have here in the chat? Wow. Argentina. This is very cool. Hey, Alberta, what's going on, man? Devin Kenny from Alberta. See you, man. Fernando Augusto Pinto Demura. That's a long name. You have a great channel. Thanks a lot, man. This channel is here for you guys. By the way, just last night in the wee hours of the morning, we hit 175,000 subscribers. So thanks to everyone out there that subs to the channel, watches the videos, shares the videos. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, more from like Germany, Cologne, London, Turkey. Jeff from New Jersey. What up, Jeff? I see you, man. Daniel, all right, I'm buying that sweet hoodie. Listen, let me show you the hoodie. Check this out. Look at that. You see this? That's the red one. Let me show you the blue one. That's the blue one there. These are premium quality hoodies, man. I kid you not. When I took my first sample out of the bag, I was shocked at the quality. I mean, it's Puma. We all know Puma quality is one of the best in the world. But you guys are really going to be happy with the quality of these hoodies, especially the joggers. Same thing, man. I wanted to include joggers in this launch because I wanted to encourage you to order these in pairs. Like if you get the hoodie, you might want to get a t-shirt as well. If you get the t-shirt, you might want the matching jogger. I know a lot of drummers like to play in joggers. Very comfortable. So yeah, these joggers come in black and sort of like a navy-ish blue color. So if you want to match those up, you can match those up. But here's the thing. These pieces are only around for 2 weeks. That's 14 days. After 14 days, they're done. So on day 15, you can't be sitting in your house saying, man, I wish I would have got the joggers. You're out of luck. You got a 14-day window. So make sure, man, if you're gonna grab one of these pieces, I appreciate you grabbing anything that you like, but maybe consider getting them in pairs, man. You're gonna be really happy with this stuff. I'm really happy with this stuff, and yeah, you're really gonna dig them. Whoa! Got caught off guard by the comments again. Ireland. I see a lot of fire emojis. Say he knows what's going on. Who else do we have here? Little Rhonda Lee likes to play in the buff. Listen, some things it's okay to keep to yourself. All right? We appreciate the information. We don't want you to play in the buff. We want you to play in some of this gear. All right? But we appreciate it. Man, okay. We got a question here. Fresno, California. Punk rock metal hardcore. What are your thoughts on teaching new students about burying the beater as opposed to letting it slap off and then come back? You know what? Some people like to say that letting the beater bounce off the head is the proper technique. There's really not one that's any better than the other. I'm personally one to bury the beater. And for metal drummers especially, because since you guys are doing a lot of double kick stuff, you're playing with a lot of power. The whole point about letting the beater bounce off the head is so you can hear sort of the tone and the resonance of the drum. Most of us don't care about that. All we want to hear is thump, right? So if all you're going to do is bury it like that, that's totally fine. Whenever I'm playing, it's completely buried. I don't worry about, any kind of slap back or anything like that. If I'm playing a jazz kit, that's different, because then those small kicks are sort of, they're part of the whole tone of the kit. You know what I'm saying? So you might want to hear a little bit of the tone of the bass drum. You want both heads flapping. So if you want a little sustain out of the kick while you're doing the jazz stuff, then you can play off the head. But for pretty much anything else, dude, metal, funk, rock, whatever else, it's totally okay to bury the beater. The best drummers in the world still bury the beater. Don't worry about it. If you want to teach them how to do both, that's cool. There's a little bit more of a technique happening to letting the thing sort of slap back or bounce back. But, I mean, you're fine, man. You're fine with just burying the thing. That's how I play it. No problem. Who else do we got going on here? Will the pants increase my maximum thumpification? Dawson Gibbs wants to know. Yes. Yes, it will. I don't have any scientific proof, but I'm almost 100% sure that they will indeed increase your maximum thumpification, especially if you get the black ones. If you're going to get them, make sure you get the black ones, all right? Rob, what's your preference on, let me back up. Rob, what's your preference for sticks? Do you like longer ones, smaller ones, thin, thick? I made my own 19-inch drumsticks you're making? What's the matter with you, man? You know what? The longest sticks I've ever seen, I don't even know if they're still out, but Alex Van Halen came out with these signature sticks. I swear were about the length of this table. Part of the reason I think that is because I don't know if you've ever seen his kit, but he's got cymbals a good 2 kilometers away. And I think he just needs that reach to hit him. But bro, if you're making 19-inch sticks, I don't know what you're doing, bro. But as far as my preference for sticks, I got a mixed bag, no pun intended. But I'm generally a 5A guy. I like 5As. But I also lately I've been using a lot of the Todd Zuckerman, the ProMark Todd Zuckerman maple sticks, because they're thicker, right? They're like a 5B, but they're maple. I don't particularly like heavy sticks because I think I personally kind of lose the finesse when I'm doing that. So with the Suckerman signatures, it's a thicker stick, but it's maple. So it's about the same weight as a 5A, but it's you got the thickness of a 5B. And generally, you know, if I'm playing traditional grip, spoiler alert, I didn't completely abandon traditional. I still kind of, because I like to keep it in shape, right? Like I don't want to lose that muscle. So I still kind of use it in church every once in a while. But you know, if I'm using traditional grip, I like the Suckerman sticks because they feel really good, like if you hold them way back at the butt end. So yeah, to answer your question, I use 5As. Occasionally, I use 5B, depending, but it's generally for outdoor gigs and like way louder situations. But my two sort of go-to sticks right now are the ProMark Rebound, Active Rebound 5A, and the Suckerman Signature. What else do we got here? Do you have advice for drummers that's been playing for a year? Yeah, be patient. Be patient, bro. You're not going to be awesome in a year. It's probably going to take you a few years to really get your skills up. So just be a little patient, man. And, you know, as far as what to practice, don't get too caught up in regimen when you've only been playing for a year, right? Have as much fun as you can before you really start to get down to business. You know what I'm saying? The first 3 years when I started playing, all I did was play to my favorite records, and I had the greatest time in my life. It wasn't until after that when I really started getting into jazz fusion, started listening to like Yellow Jackets, Chick Corea, Mike Stern, you know, John Scofield, all of that super technical stuff. That's when I had to buckle down and really start paying attention to what I was doing. But in your first 3 years of playing, man, honestly, just have fun. The only thing I recommend is that you pick up a practice pad and work on your hands as often as you possibly can. That's really all I can say, right? But if you've only been playing for a year, man, the main objective is fun. You want to have the most fun that you can in the beginning. So that would be my advice to you, man. Barry Levine, what up, man? God's augmented you. Why does this thing keep disappearing? One sec. My screen keeps disappearing on me. There we go. Yeah, I love your teaching. Love you. Hey, man. Thanks for the props, Barry. Thanks for watching. Zachary Mondon, is that your name? Sorry if I messed that up. Thanks for the video for the funk grooves. Can't stop playing that funky drummer groove now. That's the point. Funk is fun. Once you start, you don't really want to give up on it. If you really want to get into funk, man, you got to dig back. You got to go to the like mid 70s, late 70s, early 80s. That's your funk window. All right? Don't think that Bruno Mars is the definition of funk. No disrespect to Bruno, but I mean, I think even he knows the real funk is back in the 70s and the 80s. Man. Make sure you check that stuff out. Who else do we got here? Chad Phillips. Hey, Rob. Love you, brother. Hey, are you a John Bonham fan? Who isn't? Listen, if you play drums and you're not a Bonham fan, are you really a fan of the drums? Really? You know what I mean? Some people, there's a certain number of people, if you're going to be a drummer, that you just have to listen to. Like there's no way around it. And the list is kind of extensive, but Bonham is definitely on that list. Okay, if you're going to model yourself after certain drummers, there's certain people that you just got to listen to. John Bonham, Neil Peart, Stuart Copeland, Phil Gould from Level 42. I'm saying that out loud. Another one, Alex Van Halen. Listen to me. I got to take a breath here, man, because this has been bugging me for years. Alex Van Halen is probably the most underrated and underappreciated rock drummers ever. There's not a lot of people out there that really appreciate how brilliant Alex Van Halen is. So he's another one on that list. Yeah, what else do we got going on here? Kool and the Gang. Yeah, I'm a fan of Kool and the Gang too. Jim Cardwell. Sorry, man. I thought that was a G. Jim Cardwell. Hey, Rob. I see your sticks often have something sticking out where you hit the rim shots. Is that wood chips? That is indeed wood chips. A lot of people have, well, not a lot of people, but I've gotten quite a few comments, you know, when I'm doing stick tutorials or whatever, any kind of drum tutorial. People like to point out that the sticks are kind of chipped and messed up. Listen, if you're a drummer and your sticks aren't chopped up, you ain't playing. Straight up. But yes, those are wood chips that you're seeing. My chips get kind of chewed up in the middle. The main reason is because my gorgeous A&F snare that you've been hearing in all the videos, they have these what's called stick chopper hoops. They're not like regular flanged hoops on those things. It's just a ring. Doesn't have any flanges. It's not die cast. It's just a sharp ring. And that really just tends to chop your sticks up something serious. So that's the only reason why you see all of my sticks kind of chopped up so much. So yeah, I mean don't panic. There's nothing wrong. Sticks are made of wood. Wood gets chipped. No big deal. Roman Hill wants to know, what is the best drum set you've ever heard? It's a bit of a weird question because it's not so much the drums as much as it is the drummer. However, there are two drum kits that stick out in my head when I think of really great sounding drums. First one is this one. Yamaha Phoenix kit. I don't know if you've ever heard Phoenix drums up close, but they're monstrous. They're super loud. These shells are 11 ply. If you've ever stood 10 feet in front of a Yamaha Phoenix kit while somebody was playing it, you can pretty much confirm what I'm saying. These are some of the best sounding drums you'll ever hear in your life. The other one, I would have to say, straight up, Sonar. Sonar's high-end drums. I don't think I've ever heard a high-end Sonar kit that didn't sound unbelievable. So that's another one. Like if you're, especially, if you're a Benny Greb fan, check him out. Any one of his videos, you'll hear for yourself. Amazing. What else do we have here? Give me a sec, y'all. Just going through some more comments. Anthony Notarino ordered my sweatshirts today. Thanks for the great videos. Anthony, shout out to you, man. Thanks a lot for supporting and ordering one of these pieces. You're not going to regret it, man. I can promise you that. Let's see what else we got here. I got to scroll back up, man, because these things have just been flying by. AJ Bambino. Good looking out with the Pisces Big Beat cymbal set. He bought the 16-inch hi-hats, 19 and 21 and the 24 because of me. You know what? Send an email to Pisces and let them know. Maybe they'll cut me a check. Yeah, the Big Beat stuff is serious, man. I like how there's really no identification to what those cymbals are. You can pretty much do whatever you want with them. If you're brave enough to make 24-inch hi-hats, you can do so. You can do whatever you want with those cymbals. They're great. David Bigham, my birthday is on the 17th. I'm going to stop there because my birthday is also on the 17th. So happy birthday in the near future. So I'll either hint at getting some new clothing or getting it myself before the deadline closes. Much appreciated, man. Hey, this is a good excuse. Got a birthday coming up. Incidentally, if you guys want to give me a birthday present, I got a birthday next week. If you want to hook me up with a birthday present, you got to order one of these. You got to do me a solid and order one of these pieces, man, because I'm telling you, you're going to be super happy. I'm going to be super happy, and everybody's going to be happy. So, yeah, man, pick up a t-shirt, pick up a pair of joggers. Those are the joggers there. Grab one of these hoodies. You will not regret it, I promise you. Let's go through more of these comments. I got to scroll back up, man. I'm missing a lot of them. Apologies. I see y'all. If I don't get to your comment or your question, guess what? You got 4 more days. I'm going to be here all week, man. So just keep coming back until you get a shout out. Brooke from Windsor. How does a hoodie size run? I'm between a medium and a large. Well, depending on your build. I order everything in extra large. They're nice and roomy. So if you want to leave yourself, like I like to wear my hoodies nice and roomy and baggy. They're just more comfortable that way. So I'm about 6'2", and I don't know, 200 and whatever pounds. and I'm a pretty big dude. The extra large, I got a lot of room in the extra large. So depending on your size, they're pretty true to size, but if you're unsure, there's a sizing chart there where you can check out and sort of, take a couple of measurements if you want. But they're general unisex sizes. So, small, medium, large, extra large, and 2XL. If you're getting the jogger, here's a note for you guys that are ordering the jogger. Again, I'm 6'2". I got the joggers on. Let me see if I can stand up and show y'all. These are the joggers that I'm wearing. They do fit nice and cool. I dig them. These are my samples. The sample was an XL. I'm going to order 2 more pairs of these, and I'm going to go 2XL. So I want a little bit more. I want them a little bit more baggy for me because, again, the comfort thing. And these things also taper. There's a nice taper at the bottom of these. I don't know if I got a shot I can show you. Not yet, but I'll get one. You'll see it, actually. You'll see it on when you go to the landing page. You'll see it. But it tapers nicely at the bottom. And it can get a little bit tight at the knee because it tapers right down. So if you go size up, the 2XL isn't that much bigger than the XL. So you don't have to feel like, you're oversizing when you do it. You're just leaving a little bit more room for comfort. So if you're normally an XL, you're like a 6-footer, you're a big dude, maybe just go 2XL. Give yourself a little bit extra room for comfort. You'll have a little bit more room down by the shoe, just for a tiny bit of puddling. Might be a little more comfortable for you. See what else we got going on here. Keep them coming, man. Keep letting me know where you're from. Darren Eubanks, what's your approach to picking cymbals? Cymbal shopping is a whole thing because there's so many different types of cymbals to choose from. Like when you consider alloys, sizes, weights, all of that stuff. The best way and almost the only way to shop for cymbals is to go in and put a stick on one. But you can narrow it down depending on the style of music that you play and what you like in a cymbal. You can go from like really bright and explosive, or if you're like me, you like them a little bit more on the sort of darker, trashier side. The thing I love about the Dark Energies from Peisty is that it's the only cymbal that I've ever played that sort of found that magical, happy medium. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if anyone out there has ever had an experience playing the Dark Energy line from Peisty, but it's a special cymbal, man, because it fits anywhere. They're explosive and they're trashy and they're dark and they're bright all at the same time. If you've ever looked at one up close, like if you've ever taken a really close look at a Dark Energy cymbal, you'll stare at it for a couple of seconds and you'll just be like how many steps are there to making this thing? Between all of the different lathing you're going to see, the hammering that you're going to see on there, I don't know what they do. I don't know what the recipe is for those, but like I said, that happy medium between super bright and really trashy makes these things the only cymbals you need to have in your bag. You can go straight from a metal session to an R&B session to a jazz session and they'll all fit just fine. But anyways, as far as picking cymbals, man, narrow it down according to what style of music you're playing. Figure out what your needs are. Like, do you need them to cut over 15 guitars, or are you just playing in a trio? Consider the environment, right? Because if you're doing a lot of indoor gigs, they don't need to be super loud. And another thing that I want to bring up as far as purchasing cymbals, there's a misconception out there that, like, if you want a more durable cymbal, you go thicker. Not true. Here's a little bit of science for you. If you're looking for a more durable cymbal, like a lot of metal guys might want to agree with this bit of advice. But when you're going for a more durable cymbal, instead of going for something thicker, you want to go for something that's larger and thinner, right? The logic behind that is thicker cymbals are more brittle. So if you hit really hard, like especially if you're cracking out with 2 Bs and stuff like that, you're going to go through thicker cymbals faster than thinner, larger cymbals. So if you got an 18-inch crash, right, that you're trying to replace, if you've already gone through 5 of them, you can't figure out why these things keep breaking on you, consider making a change. Get away from that heavy cymbal and go to like a medium or a medium heavy, couple inches bigger. So try a 19 or even a 20 and go thinner. Thinner cymbals have more give at the edge because they're thinner, right? So they're not going to take the same impact as like the super thick cymbals, which depending on how you set them up, right? Like a lot of guys like to set their cymbals up flat like this. I don't know why. Maybe it's an aesthetics thing, but that's a recipe for cracked cymbals. If you put them on a slight angle and you swipe at them, you're going to break them way less. All right. But yeah, if you're a metal guy, trust me on this. Consider going larger and thinner, and your cymbals are probably going to last you a lot longer. Let me check for more comments here. Never mind the awkward silence. I'm just reading. Peter from Switzerland. What's up, man? What's going on? Dorothea, where is she? Where is that superstar of a drummer? Ah, there she is. She is one of my favorites, man. Like, if you're not following Dorothea Taylor on Instagram, make sure. Like, she is super inspirational. And chops for days, man. Like, have you ever seen her work a practice pad? It's crazy. You can check her out on Drumeo as well. But yeah, shout out to Dorothea, man. Yeah, a lot of people here. That's really cool to see. Michael says, like and share, good people. I fully agree. Make sure you like and share. Who else have we got going on here? Dawson Gibbs wants to know if I ever listened to Wes Montgomery. I have not. So if you got any recommendations, want to send me a link, go ahead and throw one in the comment section. Ronan Ferner says, I've never broken a stick since I started playing the drums. I'm assuming you started yesterday. I'm just kidding. Don't worry, that day's coming. You're going to break some sticks. I've broken some sticks. I go through a lot less of them these days, but you will break some sticks. What should I use to clean my cymbals? Debbie wants to know. Shout out to Debbie. What should I use to clean my cymbals? Depends on how clean you want to get them. There's some home remedies that kind of work. I've tried a couple of home remedies. The best thing to do is just pick up a really good cymbal polish. Nothing too abrasive because you don't want to scratch them up or nothing, but anything that comes in a nice, I tend to lean towards the paste type cymbal cleaners. So not necessarily the spray stuff. The sprays work kind of well, but I don't think they last as long as the paste type stuff. So I think Sabian offers a cymbal cleaner that's paste based. Peisty has one that's pretty awesome. Comes in an orange bottle. You can check that stuff out. That one is kind of, the Peisty stuff is sort of formulated for their cymbals, but I think they work. I think they work on everything. But yeah, I've seen people use ketchup. Oddly enough, there's a sort of a ketchup trick that you can do to clean your cymbals. You can also use a combination of a little bit of salt, baking soda, I believe, and water. Mix it up, make a little paste, rub that on your cymbals, let it sit, and rub it off. I've seen that work. With me, man, like I kind of maintain my cymbals because I don't like to see fingerprints and stuff on them, especially after spending that much dough on them. You know what I'm saying? These things are expensive. So I try to keep my cymbals looking showroom fresh as often as I can. So it's just a maintenance thing, man. And maintaining cymbals is super easy. All you got to do is just keep the dust off them. It's a huge thing. Just keep the dust off them. If your drums are sort of stationary most of the time, if they're sitting in a basement, particular room, it's dusty in there or whatever, just grab an old sock, old t-shirt, whatever, every once in a while. Give them a nice little dusting. It's not going to collect. It's not going to cake up. Then you'll be fine. Pa, 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 pa. Henrik Klopper wants to know if there's international shipping on these garments. Yes. Yes, there is. These guys are going to be shipping out of the U.S., but it's worldwide shipping. All right. So wherever you are in the world, you're going to be able to get one of these. The only difference there's going to be, depending on where you are, ship time and delivery costs. They're going to vary depending on your location. But yes, they will ship out of the U.S. Could be anywhere between 7 and 10 days, depending on where you are. But yeah, wherever you are, man, you can get one of these. So keep that in mind. Steve Davis, great channel, Rob. Outstanding content. Thank you very much. Drum shoes recommendation, man. I'm glad you asked. He went on to add, still playing hard at age 70. Shout out to Steve Davis, man. Like, Steve is an example. And I'm telling you, it doesn't make any difference. Let me put on my serious face here. It doesn't make any difference how old you are, okay? You are never too late or too old to start playing. And you're never too old to stop. Honestly, I get a lot of people between ages 60 and even 75 that are emailing me, telling me that the videos have been helping, and they're still playing. Listen, this here keeps you young. This and really good barbecue keeps you super young. Keep that in mind, man. You're never too old. Which size are you wearing right now? This is an XL. Sorry, let me go back and Snooze. I don't know what your real name is. I'm assuming it's not Snooze, but here it's Snooze. But to answer your question, I'm wearing an XL, man. I like wearing a little bit baggy side because when I'm playing and stuff, I like to keep nice and loose. Especially if I got a fan going, then the fan can just sort of, you know what I'm saying, keep me nice and cool. The other thing I want to point out, the material on this t-shirt is super breathable and really comfortable. So it's a great shirt to play in. And yeah, it's just really comfortable. So I'm wearing an XL. Again, I'm about 6'2", something like that. A little bit on the huskier side. And it's really comfortable. If you go a size up from that, I think you're going to be swimming in it. So if you normally wear a large t-shirt, if you're a little bit on the slimmer side, you'll be fine with a large. It'll give you plenty of room, plenty of length as well down here. So you can go ahead and get yourself a large. You'll be fine. Checking. Snooze is from France, by the way. Just found that out. Fabrice Mays is in Belgium. Will we ship to Belgium? Yes. Worldwide shipping, man. Again, depending on where you are, your location, ship time, cost, it's going to vary a little bit. But yes, there'll be international shipping for sure. Elon Tusk. I'm assuming no relation. Greetings from Vancouver. Shout out to Vancouver. Shout out to all my Canadian fans, friends. I don't want to say fans. It's a little pretentious. If you're watching the channel and you're from Canada, shout out to you, man. Very cool. Cerno wants to know what my take is on maple, birch, or mahogany snares. Snare drum recipes. Listen, I gotta be 100% honest with you and tell you that I've been playing, I don't want to tell you how long I've been playing. I've been playing a long time. And I don't know if I'm ashamed to say it, or maybe I just don't care. But here's the thing. You can line up 3 snares in front of me. Play each one of them. If you stand me outside of the room and ask me which one is which, I'm not going to be able to tell you. I don't know. I can't tell you which one's maple. I can't tell you which one's mahogany. I can't tell you which one's birch. Some people can tell the difference. I'm not one of them. I'm going to be able to tell you if it sounds one of 2 ways. Wicked or crappy. That's it. That's really all I can tell you. I suppose if you're in the studio, recipe might make a difference. Because when you got, a couple of $1,000 mics on your snare drum, it's going to pick up, tone and resonance, stuff that your ear is not necessarily going to be able to make out. But as far as setting one up in front of you, putting a head on it, tuning it up real nice, and smacking it, I really don't think it's going to matter that much. You might get a little bit more sort of depth and low end out of mahogany. I've played some mahogany snares. I actually own one. I have one sitting at the church. It's a 13x7 stave shell mahogany snare. All I can tell you is that the thing sounds amazing. I get so many people coming up saying, bro, like what is that snare? It's just a 13x7 stave shell mahogany snare with, I believe there's an Evans Genera dry on it and with the holes in it. And the thing sounds amazing. This one, can you see that when I'm pointing at? That is a 14x6.5 Yamaha sensitive snare. I think that's an 8-ply snare. That's all maple. Same thing. Tune it up. Sounds amazing. You might notice, like if your ears are super sensitive, you might notice that you get a little bit more off the top with that, like as far as the mids and the highs with that crack. But right now I got a red hydraulic on there. So it's going to sound different with that on there than it would if I put like a single ply, G1 or something. So I don't make a big deal over wood types when I'm searching for snares. My main concern when I'm looking for a snare, size, depth, maybe number of plies, because that'll kind of affect the volume and the overall body. Number of plies, I can say, to me anyway, I'm going to look at that before I look at the kind of wood that it's made from. So one of the best sounding snares I've ever heard, actually, I think they still make it. I'm not sure, but if you guys remember the older, I believe it's the first generation Pearl Dennis Chambers signature snare. It was a white pearl. It might have been 13-inch. Can't remember, but some of y'all might remember that one. That's one of the best sounding snares I've ever heard. And I think the shell on that one's super thin. I think it's like 4-ply with reinforcement rings on it. The body out of that thing, man, wow. Amazing. So yeah, man, I tend to look at number of plies before I look at wood type when I'm shopping for snares. Yep, confirm. That was my friend Dorothea Taylor out there in Myrtle Beach. Thanks for popping in. I told you I'd save you a seat. Where's that question? I wanted to find that one. Where are you? Somebody wanted to know. I didn't see the whole question. But somebody wanted to know if I was a fan of Mahogany Cymbals. The answer to that is, of course. I mean, they're high-end stuff. Mahogany's Byzance line, butter. I love that line of cymbals. Not as much as my Pisces. The Dark Energies and the Masters, whew, money, straight money. But the Mahogany Byzance cymbals, like the darker ones, the ones that you see Mike Johnson playing a lot, butter. Those are great cymbals. Daryl Killingsworth started playing in 1960. Still going at age 64. Shout out to Daryl, man. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You never have to retire from these things. Roman Hill wants to know also, how many snare drums do I have? Give me a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One in a bag. That's 8. Just enough to avoid a divorce. I'm good. Maurizio. Rob, have you ever played O'Derry? I think that's how you say it, O'Derry drums. If so, have you something to say about them? No. I've never played them, but I've heard them. They sound pretty incredible, but I don't know anything about them. I don't know what their shells are made of or anything like that. I think they're a fairly small company for what they are. Like, you don't see them in a lot of music stores, but from what I've seen and what I've heard, pretty incredible. Dawson Gibbs, what do you think of Gretsch drums? Bro, love Gretsch drums. I don't know what it is about them. There's something about Gretsch drums that just kind of makes you smile when you see that little logo on the head. Yamaha for life for me, but I can't lie, man. I love Gretsch drums. The Brooklyn series is one that I would love to sit down and try out for a little bit. I fell in love with the Brooklyn series after watching Keith Carlock smash away on his. Awesome. Michael Eagle, ordering my Puma today. God bless. Bless up, brother. Thanks, man. Thanks for ordering. Thanks for supporting. Incidentally, here's a little reminder. This is happening today. First day of the launch, baby. This is my Puma collection. I urge you guys, click the link in the description box, head over to the shop. There's a special landing page that actually looks pretty hot. It's not just because my picture is plaster all over it. But yeah, rooted in rhythm, man. I did this for you guys. You're going to love this collection. Make sure you hit that shop after you check out this live stream. Michael Newber, thanks for the maximum thumpification. That's why I'm here, man. You're very welcome. Thomas L. from Sweden. He wants to know about a lesson on time signatures. I do actually have a lesson on time signatures on the channel. Kind of time signatures for newbies, I guess, if you're fresh to the topic. Time signatures really aren't that hard. If you can play anywhere between 3, and 7, then you can play anything over that. I mean, there's 9 as well, but like how often are you going to play in 9? 5 and 7 are going to be your 2 most common odd time signatures. And if you can, I mean, if you have a basic ability to count, you'll be able to play time signatures. It's just a matter of counting. The only thing that's tricky about playing time signatures is that the downbeat is a couple of beats away from what you're used to hearing. That's it. So check out the channel or just do a basic search. Rob Brown time signatures. There's one on there. I think I did it actually earlier this year, so it's fairly recent. So check that out. Zero wants to know, what's the best way to dampen a snare, in your opinion? I think a sheet of paper or 2 sheets of paper with 2 strips of duct tape is best. Moon gel is messy. Moon gels can be messy if you leave them on there and if you don't clean them. Yeah, I will admit. They do a great job, but they do get dusty. So, you know, just give me a little dust off with a little soap and water. You can reuse them forever, but you got to keep them clean. But as far as the best way to dampen a snare, I don't know if there really is a best way. I like using gels because they're quick and they're adjustable, right? The sweet thing about using moon gels is that you can put one here, give your snare a tap. If it doesn't sound the way you want it to, you can move it. Just pick it up, put it somewhere else, and you'll get a slightly different tone. It's not going to sound the same everywhere you put it. So there's a fair bit of customization when you're using moon gels. Or if you're using 2, you can take them, you can put 2 on one side, you can put them across from each other, whatever. So as far as in the studio, I'm doing recording, gels for me are the most versatile way to do it. As much as I hate the idea of slapping tape all over your heads, tape is effective. Tape works, man. There are smarter ways to use tape. Like there's a way that you can take a strip, crimp it in the middle, so you make yourself a little T, and then you can tape it down. That way you can grab it by that little sort of crimp and remove it or replace it or whatever you want to do. Tape works. Not a big fan of tape because they mark your heads up. So I'm going to say gels is the best way, or any sort of variation of the gel. So it's a moon gel or a dot, or even those candy, you know, sticky hand gummy things, whatever. Best way in my opinion. Come on now. Hey, here's one that I would like to answer out loud. Do you recommend any particular type of shoe? Peter White from the UK. Shout out to UK. Peter White wants to know, do you recommend any type of shoe for playing? Let me say this. Let me take a little sip of water first, and then I'm going to take it. Sit tight. Whew, wrong tube. That ever happened to you? All right. Shoes. Pumas. I'm not just saying this, man. If you've been watching this channel for long enough, you know that I'm a big fan of Puma shoes. I have a collection of Pumas upstairs. Drift Cat 5s and Future Cats from Puma. Best and sexiest shoes to play drums in. Hands down, man. If you go to the Puma site and just type in Future Cat or Drift Cat 5, take a look at them. The Motorsport collection is dead sexy. They got Ferraris, they got BMWs, and they have, what else do they have? There's another one. I can't remember, but those main two. There's a selection of Ferraris and BMWs. Their motorsport collection, straight fire, man. Big fan of those. But those shoes are great because they're comfortable. They have a padded insole. They're sort of flat-soled shoes, the thin sole. So when you're manipulating the pedals, you can still kind of feel them. And they look super hot, man. So yeah, as far as a recommended shoe to play in, Pumas, Drift Cats, Future Cats, trust me on this. VB wants to know what type of stick tips do you prefer? For a very short time, I was into nylon tips. Not so much a big fan of nylon tips anymore. I'm not exactly sure why. They're definitely brighter on your ride cymbal. If you do a lot of ting, 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 ting type of thing on your ride, nylon tip cymbals will bring that stuff out a little more clearer than wood tip. But I prefer wood tip sticks because I dig the rebound that you get on hi-hats. I do a lot of dancing on my hi-hats. I was a big fan of the barrel tip for a long time, but I think I'm an acorn tip sort of fan now. But yeah, I'm totally all about the wood tips. I think they're a little bit more subtle, and I think for me, like, they dance a little bit better on cymbals than the nylon tips do. Ryko says bare feet is the way to go as far as playing. I've never done barefoot. I used to take my shoes off though. Like back in the day when I first started playing out, because I wanted to be able to feel the pedals. So yeah, I used to take my shoes off and just play in socks. But I don't trust people's floors. So I just kept my shoes on. Funny thing, man, one thing that I really got into doing earlier on, and something I recommend to you guys, try to play in every shoe possible. Sneakers, dress shoes, hiking boots. Try to get used to playing in all of them. Because, up here in Canada, of course, we get all types of weather up here. It's not always awesome. But there have been times, man, where I've done I've been involved in some like church, sort of weekend church kind of retreat stuff, conferences, stuff like that. And we'd drive up north and it'd be like friggin' 3 feet of snow on the ground. So we'd come straight in. Sometimes I wouldn't feel like changing my shoes, man. I just want to play in my giant freaking snowshoes. And it just kind of, I don't know, there's something just, it's definitely different, but it feels cool to be able to know, to know that you can play your pedals in whatever type of shoe, whatever, thick-soled, thin, or whatever. But yeah, just a little tip. I'm not saying that you have to do it, but just for the heck of it, pick a pair of shoes out, go play your drums, and see what they feel like. Gregis Khan. Hey, Rob. Thank you so much for the years of videos. You've been an insane drumming guru. Guru? I don't know if I'd go that far. Maybe. Genius? I'd be cool with that. But thanks, man. Shout out. Thanks for supporting. Roman Hill. I'm from Mississippi. Shout out to Mississippi. Mr. Keys, have you ever played a Questlove Breakbeats kit I have not. Hey, you're from Brampton. Shout out to Brampton. I have not. I've seen them. I heard one particular opinion that said they weren't awesome. I mean, I'm not saying one way or the other. I don't know how many versions of that kit there are. Like I've seen one like around $400 or $500. I don't know if that's the one or if there's like a higher end version of that one. But I've heard that they just, they can sound a little thin, but I don't know. What do I know? I'm all up for trying one though, sure. Yeah. One last question, man, and my hour is up. Let me just, that's funny. Mike wants to know, who's your favorite drummer of all time? I don't know, bro. Like, how long is a piece of string? You know what I'm saying? It's an impossible question to answer. I have my favorites. To pick a favorite of all time, I honestly don't know, man, because I don't want to disrespect any of my other heroes. My first hero ever was Stuart Copeland. Stuart Copeland, I guess, would remain my all-time most important hero. But I don't know, man. I suppose if you held a crossbow to my chest and I had to pick one, I'm going to have to say Vinny. Vinny Colaiuta is, like, I can't even, I don't have enough words to say about Vinny. Like, I almost get emotional talking about how much of an influence Vinny Colaiuta has been in my entire drumming career, I guess, if you want to call it that. If you're going to model yourself after someone, as a session guy, to see someone that can sort of just insert himself into any situation and handle it perfectly, that's kind of what you want to go after. And there's really not a lot of chameleon drummers out there that can do what Vinny does on his level. So I suppose, I don't know, maybe the question was easier to answer than I thought. If I was going to pick one, favorite drummer of all time, Stuart Copeland has been my biggest influence since the beginning, but Vinny Colaiuta, I would say, is my all-time hero. All-time hero. Sweet guy too, man, incidentally. So on that note, man, I just want to give one last bit of thanks to everyone that's been supporting this channel for this long. My first live stream, thanks to everyone that tuned in, left a comment in the chat. I hope you guys all come back tomorrow because we're going to be doing this again. Same time, more shout outs, more questions. Hopefully some more barbecue questions, man. If you got any questions about barbecue, write them down. Because this is another reason why I'm here. I am a barbecue genius. Toot my own horn here. Anyways, yeah, man. Thanks everyone for watching. We're going to be back here tomorrow, 3 to 4 o'clock. Make sure you head down, visit the shop, grab you one of these pieces, man. These things are only going to be around for 14 days. That's it. I'm also urging you, pick 2 pieces. You don't want to miss out. You don't want to grab the hoodie and then 17 days later say, man, I wish I got the matching joggers. Just get it now. Get it over with. Grab 2 pieces. Because after these 14 days, these are gone. All right? So, thanks everyone, man. You guys are the best. You guys have made this channel what it is. Tuning out. Come back tomorrow, 3 o'clock. More shout outs, more stuff. Visit the shop. Get yourself a piece of gear. I'm out. Peace.